Michael Keaton is awesome. Michael Keaton as Batman is even more awesome. And yet, all that awesome cannot save The Flash. All that awesome cannot save the box office. We are currently headed for perhaps one of the most disappointing box office weekends during a summer, when adjusted for inflation, ever. It's sad but true, and I'm going to explain exactly why. Not even Keaton can pull this movie and this weekend out of the gutter. Here we go. All right, folks, welcome back to another fantastic video here on the WDW Pro channel. It's a beautiful day out there, no matter the weather, and it's a beautiful thing that you have chosen to join us for this conversation today. So glad to have each and every one of you. Our job here is simple: explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve. And by watching this video today, you're going to know just exactly why things are not going well at the box office this weekend and for a few weekends yet to come. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off in Mashable. That's Mashable.com, an article by Christy Puchko, I don't know. The Flash review: it sucks. Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, and Ezra Miller again team up for another DC misfire. Now, this article, if you were to read it, and I recommend that you guys do, go ahead and click on the link in the video description down below. But if you were to read this article, you would find that it essentially says that Ezra Miller as the Flash is insufferable. And then we get down here to the Michael Keaton part. And it's a little bit on the sad side, simply because Michael Keaton deserves better. Now, as we begin to read this, folks, if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and stick it to the algorithms. When you click it, we're talking about the notification bell. Michael Keaton is still hot as Batman. Well, cool, huh? It says, granted, a bunch of talented, dashing actors have put on that iconic Batman cowl, but for my money, not one has been as scorchingly exciting as Michael Keaton, who starred in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman and Batman Returns. In The Flash, Keaton steps back into the role he made his own with a defiantly blue-collar charm and a tendency to get nuts. Now, folks, remember that this article, where we are taking it up in the middle, it's been nonstop negativity all the way up until now, basically saying that Ezra Miller is not the correct person to be playing the role of the Flash, saying that everything about the Flash in this movie is horrendous, awful, annoying, and then it gets into Keaton, and it has so much good to say about him. It says, I hate so much about this movie, but I'm elated to see Keaton back in this role, twisted though it may be. His Batman is puttering around the ruins of Wayne Manor when we discover him with the now cliched Batman depression beard. But while Affleck and Christian Bale look down and out with this facial hair choice, Keaton, with a long, wavy, gray wizard wig, matching beard, and a kicky ascot, is a silver fox. The fight is still in his character and in his eyes. And when he does the inevitable "I'm Batman" again makeover, it's a heady thrill to see that strong jaw and that structured suit once again. Now, I don't know if the author realizes what they're doing here. I don't know if this is if it's an unconscious expression of what the whole world is trying to say, and we've been telling this on the channel now for months and months. The world is weary, in search of the heroes that we once had, both real and fictional. You see, in the world, we are faced with so much negativity as of late, and there is plenty to go around. And in our own communities, in our own families, we are weary. We are ready to see the people who will do what's right no matter what. It's why I believe that this Indiana Jones movie is set up for a fiasco. Perhaps there is a time and a place for Indy to be a sad sack like Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. Perhaps there is a time and a place for that. But it sure isn't now, because audiences are looking for heroes. And even this author, perhaps not knowing that is an expression of what we are all looking for, takes the time to say that the fight is still in his character, that being Keaton playing Batman, and in his eyes. Why do I think that Top Gun Maverick did so well? Sure, the planes are cool, the music rocks, and, well, Tom Cruise still has it. But at the end of the day, guess what? Maverick is still Maverick. And that's what we're looking for. We need stability. And we need to know that those who hold the virtues and values and principles that make them heroes that they won't let them down as time goes on, that they will not turn into curmudgeons, that they will not find out that nihilism rules the day and therefore they give up on everything and all hope, etc. That is depressing, and we've had enough of that, and we're ready for some optimism. While his Batman is rougher on the edges, Keaton plays well with others. He manages to be the straight man to the Barry's bonkers outbursts without surrendering his sharp-browed comedic reactions. Danny Elfman's score from the Batman infuses this superhero's scenes with a gravitas borrowed from another age. And when the hero could be serious, but these movies could be gothic, ultra-sexy freak shows that took wild risks. However, it's also a reminder of how bedraggled with cliches and tie-ins this current crop has become. Plus, as entertaining as it is to see Keaton back in the fray, it also feels forced when he's pushed to repeat the lines he made quotable over 3 decades ago. Did I squeal with fangirling recognition? This, of course, being the author, not myself. Yes. Am I also part of the problem? Also, yes. Well, not really, Christy Puchko, or I don't know. I think that you are absolutely part of the solution, because whether you want to express it or not, admit it or not in this article, and I have no idea your leanings, your philosophical beliefs, etc., but we're all looking for the hero. And we're looking for stability. We're looking for something that can hold us up in a world of chaos. Perhaps we're all sick and tired of postmodern nihilism and neo-Marxism. We're ready for the champions. Let's go now to Variety and let's see what is happening. So we've got The Flash, of course, so bad. The rest of the movie so terrible that not even Keaton can save it. We've got the situation with Elemental, another Pixar flop as they question everything and put things into small niche boxes in terms of values. Well, what's the result? According to Rebecca Rubin from Variety, The Flash is now targeting $70 million, Pixar's Elemental only aiming for $35 million in an underwhelming box office battle. By the way, the bottom line that we think that Elemental could hit is $31 million. And by the way, given the inflation that we have, that puts this at a very terrible mark. The Good Dinosaur, under today's movie ticket prices, would roundly destroy this. And The Good Dinosaur was, of course, Pixar's worst performing film ever, and not by a little. The Flash, you would think, would benefit from Elemental being so bad. But coming in at only $70 million, well, that really stinks. Because when one film opens so poorly, you expect the other to be the beneficiary of that loss of audience support. In this case, audiences are simply saying no to both. Let's read the article. It was positioned as the first big blockbuster battle of summer, but this weekend's showdown between The Flash and Pixar's Elemental isn't shaping up to be one for box office record books. Both of the mega-budgeted tentpoles are tracking for lackluster starts, with The Flash starring Ezra Miller as the title DC superhero, targeting only $70 million, and Elemental, an animated adventure about opposites who attract, aiming to collect just $35 million. Insiders and analysts are split on the final weekend number for The Flash, with some expecting an even softer $68 million, and others projecting as much as $85 million. It goes on to talk about Ezra Miller, the controversies surrounding Ezra Miller, the arrests, the situations. It talks about Elemental. It tries to boost it up by saying that it's rivaling The Good Dinosaur. Folks, movie ticket prices today are something like 50% greater than when The Good Dinosaur came out. There's no comparison.
Floral, it's time for you to walk the plank.
What? Why?
Because you haven't subscribed to WDW Pro yet. Nor bookmark thatparkplace.com on your web browser to get great articles from great contributors.
What?
Basically, what we're here to say, folks, is that I think we've reached the bottom. I think that this June will be the bottom. Of course, we're going towards the writer's strike, or we're in the writer's strike. We're going towards a 2024 where studios are scrambling to readjust their calendars because they have no content because of the writer's strike. And at the very same time, these writers have produced content that is unpleasing to audiences. Whatever is going on in California, especially and specifically Southern California, whatever is going on in New York is clearly so far away from the way that average Americans, average Westerners, average Europeans, average East Asianers feel. It's so far off the mark that people are not recognizing these characters as heroes, and they're finding them unworthy of their money to go see them in every demographic. And that's going to continue. I suspect, however, that after this drought, which will continue into Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny, another trip into absolute cynicism, after that, we will get Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. And my thesis is that that film will take the opposite approach. I think we will not be entering into yet another relativistic multiverse of insanity that we see with so many franchises. There are too many timelines. There are too many splitting various versions of characters. There is too much in terms of not having a character face real consequences. And there's far too much in terms of characters giving up on all hope or all meaning. And I suspect that Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning will take the opposite approach, just like Top Gun. And I suspect that Tom Cruise will come through yet again. And at that point, with no content on the way, the opportunity to reassess which writers should be in the writer's room and why, I suspect that we are now going to be at the bottom of the barrel. And I am hopeful and I am optimistic that actually this is the turnaround point. We've already seen the murmurings. We've already seen films like Mario, Sonic, Top Gun, Avatar: The Way of Water. We've already seen these movies take positive paternal themes. We've already seen them demonstrate proper masculinity. We've already seen them represent people who hold on to values that make the world better. And we've seen what they've done at the box office. And I think that this next weekend and the weekends thereafter until Mission Impossible comes out, I think it is the death knell for this line of thinking, that people want to go to movies to watch sad sacks who are replacements for the heroes we once had. And that's the video. I hope you also join me in that optimism. Let's hope, because if Hollywood can't figure it out after this, well, it's time to start making our own content. And maybe it already was time for that. Well, folks, if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and you can stick it to the algorithms when you click it. We're talking about the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think will happen with these movies? And do you think that Hollywood is on the verge of finally, quote unquote, getting it? Let's find out, and let's find out what you have to think. We have the Pro Show today. If you're watching this video at the time it comes out, the Pro Show is every Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We sure would love to have you in the audience, listening as we go live with our friends, our panelists, as we explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, in spite of Hollywood missing it over and over, you can keep having fun. You can keep learning. You can keep growing. And guess what? The people around you, they need you to do just that. So let's keep at it.
Make sure to catch the Pro Show Thursdays 5 to 7 Eastern Time. Entertainment Explained, The Culture Curve Conquered, live with Pro and all his friends.